Somewhere in 2025, a 23-year-old freelancer replaced a 6-person marketing team. Not because she was smarter, not because she worked harder, because she found the right tools before everyone else did. Here's what tells you most AI are the products wearing a different logo. They promise to change your life, charge you $49 a month, and deliver the output of a tired intern. But buried underneath all that noise, buried underneath the high cycles and the LinkedIn posts and the future of work, think pieces. There are tools quietly doing things that shouldn't be possible yet. One of them reconstructed a full business strategy from a 40-second voice memo. One completely eliminated a workflow that used to take my team 3 days. And the last one, the one I'm saving for the end, made me genuinely question whether a particular category of profession still has a future. I didn't want to believe the hype, so I decided to test them myself. 4 months ago, I built a spreadsheet, column A, true name, column B, what it claimed to do, column C, what it actually did. By 2 number 30, column C was almost entirely one word, disappointing. I tested image generators, writing assistants, research tools, video editors, customer support bots, coding assistants, presentation builders, SEO platforms, meeting summarizers, the entire ecosystem. 63 of them were either redundant, broken, overpriced, or all three. 19 were genuinely decent, useful in narrow situations, but not something I will rebuild my workflow around. And then there were 11 tools that made me stop, sit back, and think, this changes something. I'm not ranking this because ranking them misses the point. Each one operates in a different space, but I'm saving the most significant one for last. Because when I show you what it does, I want you to already understand why it matters. Let's go. Tool number 1, Firefly's AI. Most people have heard of Fireflies, MIDI recorder, transcription, standard stuff. I almost skipped it entirely because I assumed I already understood it. That was a mistake. Here's what nobody talks about. The ask spread layer sitting underneath the transcription engine. After any meeting, you can interrogate the transcript like a document, not summarize this. I mean, genuinely ask it things like, what objections did the client raise that we didn't address? Or at what point did the tone shift in this conversation? I ran a 90-minute sales call through it and asked it to identify the 3 moments the prospect went from interested to resistant. It found them with timestamps. That's not a transcription. That's analysis. The surprising feature, it integrates with CRMs and can automatically push action items into HubSpot or Salesforce the moment the call ends without you touching anything. The limitation, the free plan is genuinely restrictive, and if you're in a noisy environment, accuracy drops noticeably. Crips running alongside it fixes most of that. Compared to Otter.ai, the other name people reach for, Fireflies win on the depths of what you can do post-hub. Otter captures better, Fireflies understands better. Tool number 2, Runway ML Gen 3 Alpha. I want to be careful here because video generation tools have been overhyped so aggressively that the word impressive has almost lost meaning. So let me just show you what happened. I typed a lone lighthouse on a storm, battered cliff, waves crashing in a slow motion, ducks, film grain, emotional. 11 seconds later, I had footage that, and I want to be precise about this, I could not confidently tell apart from real B-roll on first viewing. Not good for AI, not impressive considering, just visually coherent, atmospherically correct, cinematically usable footage. Surprising feature isn't the generation itself, it's the motion brush. You can literally paint which elements in the frame move and which stay static. Paint the water, leave the lighthouse frozen. The level of directorial control at this stage of the technology is genuinely unexpected. Limitation: 4-second clips. You're not making a film, and anything involving human faces still has the uncanny valley problem that all these tools share. Use it for environments, objects, abstract motion, not people. Compared to Sora, which has the higher ceiling, Runway is available right now. Integrates into real workflows today and doesn't require you to be on the wait list. But then I found something that made even this feel like a warm-up act. Tool number 3, Hustle. If you don't write code, stay with me for the 60 seconds. Because the principle behind this tool is about to become relevant to everything. Cursor is a code editor built on top of VS Code, which sounds boring. It isn't. The difference between Cursor and GitHub Copilot, the tool everyone compares it to, is the difference between autocomplete and comprehension. Copilot finishes your sentences. Cursor reads your entire code base, understand what you're trying to build, and make decisions accordingly. You can open a 50,000-line project, highlight a broken function type, this isn't working with the payments API, fix it, and make sure it doesn't break the checkout flow. And watch it trace dependencies across files you didn't even open. I watched a developer I know use Cursor to build a functional internal dashboard in 4 hours. Something estimated would normally take 2 days. The surprising feature is the @mention system. You can literally @mention specific files, docs, or even external documentation URLs, and Cursor will read them in context before responding. Limitation: it's not a replacement for understanding what you're building. If you have zero coding knowledge, you will produce something that works until it doesn't, and you won't know why. This is a tool that makes good developers faster, not one that makes non-developers into good developers. Tool number 4, Notion AI. Almost everyone who uses Notion AI is using the least interesting part of it. The writing assistant is fine. It's table stakes at this point. Every tool has one. What quietly changed everything for me was the workspace question and answer. You connect it to your entire Notion, every database, every page, every project door going back years, and then you ask it questions as if you're talking to an assistant who has read everything. What were the 3 reasons we didn't close the Adebayo deal last quarter? Summarize everything we know about our customer acquisition cost from the past 6 months. Work tasks from last month are still unresolved. It answered with citations, linking back to the exact page it put from. The surprising feature is, it works on database, not just documents. It's written across structured data, which means your CRM notes, your project tracker, your meeting logs all become queryable. Limitation: it's only as useful as your Notion is organized. A messy workspace produces messy answers. These tools rewards the people who already have good systems. I thought that was impressive until I tested something that does a similar thing, but for the entire internet. Tool number 5, Perplexity Pro. The distinction sounds minor. It isn't. Then I asked Perplexity a complex question, something like, what are the 3 most significant regulatory changes affecting fintech startups in Southeast Asia in the last 18 months, and which one have had the largest downstream effect on payment infrastructure? It doesn't give me a paragraph with a vague source. Instead, at the bottom, it gives me a structured answer where every single claim has a numbered citation. Hyperlinks to the exact article, report, or document it came from. I can read the research, I can verify research, I can trust the research. The surprising feature is Faceless shared research environments where teams can run queries together, save threads, and build a collective knowledge base that gets smarter over time. Limitation: it's not perfect for creative tasks or long-form writing. It's a research engine, not a content generator. Using it for the wrong job produces underwhelming results. Compared to the standard ChatGPT search, Perplexity treats citation as a feature, not an afterthought. In a world where AI hallucination is a genuine professional risk, that distinction matters enormously. Tool number 6, 11 Labs. Most people know 11 Labs for voice calling. What most people haven't figured out is that the real use case isn't vanity, it's scalability. I know a content creator who now publishes in 4 languages. She records in English. 11 Labs translates and dubs the video in her own voice, in Spanish, Portuguese, and French in under 20 minutes. Her Portuguese audience has no idea that she doesn't speak Portuguese. Her watch time in Brazil tripled in 2 months. The surprising feature in the emotional range controls you can dial increasing tension, warmth, authority. It's not just holding a voice, it's directing a performance. Limitation: the ethical guardrails matter here. 11 Labs requires constant verification for cloning real people's voices, and violating that isn't just wrong, it's increasingly illegal in multiple jurisdictions. Use it for your own voice, your own content. The tool is exceptional. The responsibility is yours. Which brings me to the last tools, the one I've been thinking about since I tested it. Tool number 7, Cloud with projects. Brand Finel. I want to be precise about what I'm saying here because AI assistant is a phrase so overused it's nearly meaningless. Let me describe what actually happened. I did a project inside Cloud, uploaded our content strategy document, 6 months of audience research notes, 3 competitor analysis, our brand voice guidelines, and 12 previous scripts. Then I asked it to write a video concept. What came back wasn't a generic script. It was something that referenced our audience's specific pain points, aligned our documented tone, avoided angles we had already covered, and flagged a competitor blind spots we hadn't noticed in the research. It didn't just complete a task, it operated inside a context it had genuinely internalized. The thing that makes project different from every other AI interface isn't the model, it's the memory architecture. Each project maintains a persistent context across every conversation. Your instructions, your documents, your preferences don't reset. You're not starting over every time. You're building something cumulative. The realistic use case: a solo operator running a media company, a consultancy, a product team. You essentially gain a collaborator who has read everything you've ever written, knows your strategy, understands your constraints, and is available at 2 a.m. The surprising feature: you can give each project a custom set of instructions, different personas, different priorities, different communication styles, and toggle between them cleanly. My research product communicates differently from my writing project, which communicates differently from my client-facing project. Limitation: the quality of what comes out is still directly proportional to the quality of what you put in. Garbage context produces garbage output. The people who will use this tool most effectively are the ones who are already rigorous about documentation and clarity. If you have never written a proper brief in your life, this tool will not write one for you. And here's the thing: the insight I keep coming back to after 4 months and 100s. The people who will benefit most from AI in the next 3 years aren't the ones who find the most tools. They are the ones who go deep on a few tools and build real systems around them. Every tool I showed you today is genuinely impressive in isolation, but the people already winning, that 23-year-old I mentioned at the start, the creator now publishing in 4 languages, the developer building in 4 hours, and what used to take 4 days. They are not impressive because they found the tool. They are impressive because they understood it well to redesign their entire workflow around it. That's the actual shift, not AI replacing people. AI multiplying the ones who knows how to use it. Every week, new tools drop. Most are into worth your time, if few are worth your complete attention. If even one of these surprised you, if one of these made you think I need to try that, subscribe, because that's exactly what I do here. Test the noise so you only have to deal with the signal.